Hello guys, look at this gorgeous bow. I'm really excited to show you how to make this one today. It looks quite complicated, but it's not really. It's actually quite simple. Well, for me it is anyway. I know we're all at different levels in our bow making, but I think it's fairly simple if you're used to sort of sewing. So this one I made in all cream satin. That would work with grosgrain ribbon or grosgrain, however you pronounce it. But I just thought with satin that just made it look really elegant, especially with this pearl and rhinestone centre. I made this pearl and rhinestone centre myself. I have done a tutorial on this. That was the last video I uploaded, so check that out if you haven't already, and if you want to find out how to make these centres yourself. They just finish the bow off beautifully. So I've decided for the tutorial to make a pastel rainbow, or three colour pastel, sort of three colours. I've picked out a lovely lilac, a baby pink, and this gorgeous sort of aqua blue. And I've already cut all my pieces, and each piece is a 1.5 inch wide ribbon or 4 centimetre wide ribbon, however you prefer to work with, inches or centimetres. And all pieces are cut to 20 centimetres in length, which works out to around 8 inches, just under 8 inches. And that is all 6 pieces. Now, like I said, you can use all one colour, like I have this one. So for half of the bow, you need one of each colour. And we're going to set the other 3 aside for now. So I've got 3 clips ready just to hold my 3 pieces in place as I folded them. So first of all, I'm just going to heat seal all of my ends, and this is to prevent any fraying of the ends of the ribbon. And then what you want to do, take in one piece, it don't matter which colour you start with at the moment, you're going to fold that in half and just push your fingers down to make a crease in there. I'm not going to bother using heat because satin ribbon is quite sensitive to flame. I don't want it to melt or go out of shape, so I'm just going to use the warmth of my fingers just to get a crease in there like that. And then using that crease as a guide, you're going to take this left side and we're going to fold it down, and we're going to line this edge up with that fold in the middle, the crease that we made. So lining that up like that. You see that? And then that's the first step. And then the second step is to fold that over, making sure that that's all in line. This edge is all in line, like that. I'll just show you that again. So using this crease, you bring the left side down, lining it up with this crease, and then fold that inwards, making sure that's all in line. And then this right side, you're going to then bring this down, folding it over, so you're going to fold it in line with this, so bringing that over and then making sure that the edges are all lined up like that. This is what the underside looks like. And then we're going to pinch it like this, and this bottom corner you're going to bring it up to line up with this corner. So I'm going to bring it up, line up those corners with that corner, and then I'm just going to flip it over so you can see the front side. So that's what it looks like on the front. And then, keeping this pinched with my finger and thumb, I'm going to place this clip on there to hold that in place. I've left the top out free for when I stitch it, so I've put the clip down lower a little bit, and that is your first piece folded. Now, taking the next piece, you're going to do exactly the same steps, so on all 3 pieces, and this is one side of the bow, this isn't both, this is just one half of the bow. I'll just show you on here. So with 3 pieces on each side. So we've folded one, now we're going to do the next piece. So again, fold it in half, marking a crease, and opening it up. I'm going to bring the left side down, lining it up with that crease, and then I'm going to fold it in, making sure that that's straight, but this edge is coming out from where this folds over. And then I'm going to bring this right piece over, folding it diagonally over this piece and folding it diagonally, making sure these hangy strands are all in line. Then I'm going to bring this corner up to meet with that top corner, and then flip it over, holding it all in place, and then clipping it to hold it together. And the final piece for the first half. And there you have your 3 pieces all made. And next we're going to do exactly the same with the other 3 pieces for the other side. So here we have all 6 pieces folded ready. 3 different colours for each side. So this will be one half of the bow and this the other. I'll just show you on this half how it slots in together. You don't have to now do this step, I'm just doing it to show you. So with the pieces facing like this with the fold on this side, you've got this little pocket, and basically each corner slots into the other. So that one will slot into there, and that's basically what you will end up with, and that is how that fits together. So I'll show you on this side, taking a needle and thread, and I've knotted it at the end. This is double strength thread, so I can pull on that when I'm making my pinch. Decide which way you want it. Yeah, that is probably the way I will have it actually. So starting on the blue piece, we're going to stitch up to the halfway mark. Now I'm going to do this by eye, but if you are not confident by doing it by eye and you want to be really accurate, you can just kind of fold that in half. Fold that in half and give it a little pinch if you want, just to mark where this halfway mark is if you want to be really accurate. But I usually just do it by eye. So on this first piece I'm going to go into this corner, making sure I catch all the layers. I'm going to pull that all the way through to the knot, and I'm going to stop stitching when before I get to this halfway mark, because that's when I'm going to add my purple piece. So around 1 centimetre across, I'm then going to come back in, and then our next stitch would go halfway. But before we add that, we're going to take our second piece, which I'm going to be using the lilac, and you're going to slot that in and line it up so that this corner is around halfway, and then we will make our next stitch through both of the lilac and the blue pieces. So I'm going to make sure I go through all of these corners on the lilac piece, and then through the middle on the blue piece. Pull that all the way through, don't get that stuck around the clip. So it looks like that. Again, we're going to, so this is now around the halfway mark, the edge of this, and this will be where the pink one gets joined in. So the pink one will get joined in, you'll go through the pink, the lilac and the blue. So we've gone through this piece. Now again, around 1 centimetre like we did here, we're going to come back in, making sure you catch all of the layers. And then before we do the middle stitch, I'll remove this clip actually because that shouldn't go anywhere now. We've got a couple of stitches in there. We're going to add our pink piece, swap that in, lining this edge up with the middle of the purple and the very edge of the blue. Just bring that out a little bit more. So as you can see, all of these are now lined up. So we're going to go in through our pink corner, catching all 3 layers, in through roughly the middle of the purple and catching the bottom 2 corners as well, like that. Pulling that all the way through, and then you can then remove that last clip, and then again around 1 centimetre in. Coming out through the last edge. So this is what it looks like. This side's already started to pull where I've pulled the stitch tight. Now I'm going to pull all of this tight to form that lovely neat pinch at the end. And then I'm just going to hold that in place while I seal that off. I'm not going to cut the thread, I'm going to continue with the same piece of thread to do my next 3 pieces. And that is basically your first half made. Now using the same piece of thread, we're going to repeat exactly the same on these 3 pieces. So starting off with the blue again, because it's going to end up being opposite. So the blue is going to be at the top, then the lilac, and then the pink. So that'll be opposite. You can do it the same way if you want, but I want mine opposite for a nice little rainbow effect. So again, I'm going to start off by going in through this first corner, catching all 3 layers. It's going to go in there a little bit more so I can catch it better. Like that. And I'm just going to pull it through as far as I can. This bit will just hang, that don't matter, ignore that. And then around 1 centimetre in, I'm going to come back up. And then I'm going to take my purple piece and slot that into my blue. I'm going to remove the clip off the blue out of the way, and then we're going to go in through that purple corner, catching all 3 layers, then in through the middle of the blue to join those together, and then again around 1 centimetre from this corner, we're going to go in through all of those layers. And then before we go in again, I'm going to remove the clip off the lilac, insert my pink, and that is going to line up with the middle of the purple, the edge of the blue. Then I'm going to go in through my pink, in through my purple, and in through the 2 blue, like that. Pull that tight, and then continuing with my stitches, I'm stuck around the clip. Coming out through that last corner, and then I can remove that final clip if I can get hold of the needle. And then as you can see, that will then bring those 2 sides together. So I'm going to pull that tight, bringing the 2 sides together, form that pinch on that side, and And I'm just going to seal that pinch off on that corner. And then I'm just going to turn that upside down and just bring those two edges together. And I'm just going to go in through the bottom to hold it together. So I'm going to go in through this middle pinch, come out through that side, and then on this one I'm going to go through this loop once, twice. That will just form a knot. Make sure that's pulled tightly. Cut off that excess cotton, and then as you can see, that then goes the opposite way. I love that finish with the 3 different colours. They're so pretty. I just love this bow. Right, so we can move these big clips out of the way now. I've used a bit of this pink and I've just pre-lined a clip. But don't matter if you don't want to line your clip, you don't have to. This clip for reference is a 55mm clip, or 5.5 centimetres, or just over 2 inches. That's the size of the clip I'm using. I'm just going to place some glue along the top of my clip and place that on my underside across the centre. And then I've cut another piece from my pink ribbon, and that is going to go around my centre. So I'm just going to pop some glue on one side, line it up with the middle, just glue it on that clip, and then I'm going to start wrapping it round, and I'm going to just place some glue along that middle so I can cover up the join and make sure that that don't slip out of the centerpiece. And then we're just going to go around a couple of times. I'm going to trim off the excess. Heat seal that raw edge. And stick that last piece under my clip. Like that. And this is what we've got so far. You could leave it like that, but we are going to add our centerpiece, and also I'm going to add, these can kind of come out like that. So what I also like to do is just pop some glue and to hold all of these edges in place. But first of all, I'm going to add my centerpiece. So I'm going to place some glue all on there. I'll pop a link to the video how I made the centerpiece at the end, so keep an eye out for that if you want to see how I made this. I'm just going to pop that around that center. That just finishes that off beautifully. I'm just going to make sure that these ends have got plenty of glue on. You don't want them lifting up. Same with the other side. It's quite stuck down well, but I just want to make sure. Right, so to stop this from coming apart, I mean, you could leave it like that, that probably would stay quite well, but I like to just make it extra secure, especially if I'm selling them. So around 1 centimetre in from that edge, I'm just going to dab a tiny little piece of hot glue, and then I'm just going to tuck that under and push that lilac onto there. Same with the next piece. Around 1 centimetre in, a tiny little dab of hot glue, sorry. Tuck that over, just push that down into place. And repeat the same on the opposite side. And there you have your finished hair bow. They're so fun to make, and you can have a play around with all different colours, different textured ribbons. You don't have to use satin. There's plain ones. You could add different centres. They're just such a beautiful, fun bow to make. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial today. If you did, please hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe and comment below if you've got any questions. I'll do my best to get back to you. If you hit the bell button to turn on the notifications. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial today. If you did, smash that like button. Also, hit subscribe if you haven't already and turn on notifications. That way, whenever I upload a new video, you will get notified. You don't want to miss any. Comment below if you've got any questions. I shall do my best to get back to you as soon as I can. Thank you for watching, guys. Bye bye.